Hello, and welcome back to Funnelheads. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be going over everything that's included in your cruise fare for the Carnival Paradise, which we just got off of recently. We spent 4 nights on this ship, and we have a ton of videos. So if you're looking to book this ship, researching it, or maybe you're already booked, make sure you check out our playlist. I'll put it in the description box as well as the end of the video. But we have family vlogs from each and every day, the full ship tour, our review, likes, dislikes, and so much more. Now we're going to break down what's included in your cruise fare into 4 categories, which are going to be food, of course, drinks, entertainment, and the other column. Now let's start off with everybody's favorite category, and that is food. And let's start in the buffet, which is going to be open for breakfast, lunch, as well as dinner and late night snacks. Now, just to give you an example of what they will offer for breakfast, of course, they're going to have a lot more, different options. This is just to get an idea. You're going to have scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, an omelet station where you can create your own eggs. They have, I believe, 3 different omelets to choose from, as well as eggs cooked your way. They also offer bacon on every other day. The days that they don't offer bacon, they do offer sausage, also French toast, waffles, toast, bagels, cream cheese, fresh fruit, yogurt, potatoes, beans, and so much more. Like I said, this is just a small portion of what the cruise ship offers. Now, as far as lunch and dinner in the buffet, they're going to have different items each and every day. Typically for dinner, whatever they're offering in the main dining room, they typically have a version of that served upstairs in the buffet, as well as a meat carving station. They will also open the salad station during lunch and dinner, so you can create your own salad. They do have mixed salads as well, like coleslaw or pasta salad, potato salad a lot of times. Now, as far as creating your own salad, they have a lot of different veggies to choose from. Of course, your lettuce, your spinach, different beans, cheeses, onions, cucumbers, carrots, different dressings, and the whole 9. They will also open a dessert station during lunch and dinner as well, featuring a variety of different cakes, pies, jello, cookies, and so much more. Now, as far as downstairs in the main dining rooms, you do have the Elation dining room, which is going to be your time dining, meaning that basically you don't have a set time. You are going to request a table each and every night, and sometimes there's a little bit of a wait, usually about 10 to 20 minutes. On formal nights, it can get very busy, so I would check in definitely earlier than you are expecting to eat. The other restaurant is going to be the Destiny restaurant, and this is a set time dining, so you can either do early or late seating dining, and this is going to be with the same crew each and every night, same table, and again, you're not going to have to wait. You will just go directly to your table at your set time. I believe early dining is 5:30 and late dining, I want to say, is like 8:15. Now, the main dining room is open for breakfast and brunch as well as dinner. Now, as far as breakfast in the main dining room, this is only open on port days, and you'll sit down and choose from a menu, all the different breakfast items. And then on sea days, you're actually going to have the brunch, which is a different menu as well in the dining room. Now, as far as dinner in the main dining room, this menu is going to change each and every day, and you can actually see the menu not only in the Carnival Hub app under the dining room, but also usually outside the dining room venue. It's a great idea to look at the menu, of course, because there might not be anything on it that you're going to enjoy, so you might want to just go to the buffet or one of the other options. And also, of course, if you're planning to go to the main dining room, you can already have most of your items picked out. Now, also in the buffet area, very important, 2 of my favorite venues are right inside the buffet, and that is the pizzeria as well as the deli. Now, the pizzeria Onboard is excellent. They have 4 or 5 different pizzas that you can choose from, but a lot of the times, they'll have margarita as well as pepperoni pretty readily available. Now, the pizza line can get very long at certain times, especially like peak eating times around lunch, dinner, and then late night, snacks after, people have been drinking a little bit or clubbing or whatnot. The line can get crazy. So if you're going to go for pizza, just try to miss those times and you should be good to go. Now, like I said, also in the buffet area is my favorite venue, and that is the deli. They have about 12 different options to choose from. Some are hot, some are cold, some are wraps, some are sandwiches, and then of course the hot dog, which I don't know which category that falls in, but that's a different discussion. Now, two of my favorite options at the deli are going to be the buffalo chicken sandwich. I get some extra buffalo sauce on the side, so delicious. And also the Philly cheesesteak. Now, if you're from the north, in the Philly area, it's not going to hit, as good as you would get up there. Nowhere even close. But for a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean, it hits the spot. Now, outside of the buffet, you do have a fan favorite, which is going to be Guy's Burger. They serve hot, fresh, ready to go burgers. This is probably the quickest meal you're going to get on the ship, depending on the day and time, but they go very quickly. They're making burgers nonstop. And again, they have multiple different options to choose from, but what I do, my favorite thing is just get a fresh cheeseburger with fries, and then they have a toppings bar. Go to the toppings bar and load up with all your favorite condiments, sauces. Of course, they have, pickles, grilled onions, hot peppers, and so much more. Now, on the opposite side of Guy's Burger, you do have the Blue Iguana Cantina, which is open for breakfast and lunch. For breakfast, you can get breakfast burritos. You basically pick out, eggs or Mexican-styled eggs, sausage, ham, hash browns, lettuce, sour cream, pico de gallo, guacamole, plus many different options. Blue Iguana also has a toppings bar, so I've got to try out all of the hot sauces throughout the week. They are absolutely delicious. One of my favorites, again, as far as hot sauces, is if they have it, it's called Scotch Bonnet. Pretty spicy, but very flavorful. So if you like a little bit of kick in the morning, absolutely give it a try. Now, like I said, Blue Iguana Cantina is also open for lunch. For lunch, you can also get a burrito, but for lunch, you would choose typically between either pork, chicken, beef, or fish. My favorite is fish, so light, so flaky, absolutely delicious. They also have taco salad as well as bowls and tacos. So again, lots to choose from, and they do have that toppings bar so you can load it up, with extra lettuce, onions, lime, cilantro, hot sauces, and so much more. Now, a couple more things that are included in your cruise fare for food. One of them is going to be the ice cream stations as well as the frozen yogurt. Of course, they're located in a couple different spots around the ship, including the buffet area. This is our son's favorite thing to eat. And the last thing that is included is going to be room service. Now, this one is sort of included because not all the items on room service, of course, are free or included in that cruise fare. Plus, you're typically going to want to tip the person, the crew member that's bringing you the food to your cabin. But typically what we do, especially if it's going to be a busy morning, maybe we have our early shore excursion, or we just want to get off the ship early to explore the destination, we'll call ahead of time and just put in a small order, typically like coffee, maybe a bagel, some cereal, and milk for our son. This way the food is already at the cabin. We can finish getting ready, enjoy our coffee, little man can eat, and we are out the door. All right, now that we talked about all the food that's included, let's move to the drink category. And this is going to be the fastest portion of the video because there's not many drinks that are included in the cruise fare. Now, I would definitely recommend at least looking into some sort of drink package, because once we go over the drinks that are included, you're going to be like, that's it? And yeah, that's really it. So, of course, they do have the bottomless bubbles package. That's basically unlimited soda on board. The zero proof package, which basically includes everything except for alcoholic drinks. There are some stipulations, but that's the gist of it. Or the Cheers drink package, which basically includes everything. Again, there's some stipulations. If you want to learn more about any of these packages. I did videos on each and every one of them. I'll also try to put those in the description as well. Now, in saying that, the drinks that are included in your cruise fare are going to be water, but not bottled water. This is going to be fountain water. Now, during breakfast, they also offer a couple of different juices that are included, typically orange juice, apple juice, as well as the mango guava juice. Also, during breakfast, they offer different milk boxes, typically, whole milk, skim milk, as well as chocolate milk. Now, during lunch and dinner, the juices are replaced with lemonade as well as unsweetened iced tea. And then for hot drinks, they do offer regular coffee as well as decaf coffee, and then tea bags, and of course hot water to make your own tea. They also offer hot chocolate as well. And that is it for the drinks that are included in your cruise fare. So like I said, you're probably going to want to buy one of those different drink packages. So definitely take a look at each one of them and just make the decision best for you and your family. Now let's move to the entertainment that's included on board, starting off with Punchliner Comedy. This is going to be in one of the lounges on the aft of the ship, and they're going to have different comedians doing stand-up, typically each and every night, as well as sometimes during the day. Now, typically the comedians will have like a family-friendly stand-up act, as well as more like R-rated or adult-themed act. Typically, those are late night. Also, depending on the itinerary, you may have comedians, 1 or 2 nights, and then they get off the ship and new ones come on. So there's always a flow of, new comedy to see. Also included is going to be your main theater shows and activities. This takes place in the Normandy Lounge, which is a very large venue. Typically, you'll be in here usually at night, sometimes during the day as well, but they have a variety of shows, including variety acts, playlist productions, Broadway-style shows, magic, and so much more. And you can actually see what the show is going to be, so that way you can decide if you want to get there a little bit early and grab some great seats. You can see it either in the fun times, which your room steward will typically drop off the night before, or on the Carnival Hub app. There's also the American Piano Bar, which is our favorite venue on the ship to go to, especially late night. Typically opens around 9 o'clock. They have their piano player that usually plays each and every day. They do have like one day off, I believe, every week or so. But like I said, does open around 9. This is a great time to, sing along to some of your favorite tunes or request songs. Sometimes there'll be other guests or crew members that will come in to help the piano man sing different songs. And the best part is usually at around 10:30 or 11, depending on the ship, as well as the, artists. They do transition to more adult-themed content, which can get really, really funny. So if you've never been in a piano bar, especially on a Carnival ship, definitely give it a try. You meet some great people, lots of laughs, and you will not regret it. Also, during your cruise, you're going to have different deck parties. Now, this, again, is going to depend on itinerary, cruise director, cruise length. But some of the deck parties that you'll be able to see are, of course, the sail away party, which is one of our favorite events. That happens on each and every sailing, weather permitting. Sometimes they do move it from the Lido deck down into the atrium, if it's really rainy or windy or something like that. But this deck party really gets the feeling of, your vacation starting, your cruise starting. Everyone is pretty much going to be there. You can meet some great people, meet the cruise director, the fun squad, do some line dancing, and just get silly and let loose. Other examples of these deck parties are going to be the 90s Rock and Glow, White Night, Country Bash, among others. Now, around the ship in the morning and typically during the day, you'll find trivia, usually at least once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So if you're somebody that absolutely loves trivia, there are plenty of different events to go to, and you can win some cool prizes like the plastic ship on a stick or a little medallion. Overall, it's just a good time, but some of the trivia that we've seen over the years are Seinfeld, Friends, Simpsons, Harry Potter, horror movies in general, sci-fi, and so much more. They also have a Carnival cruise line themed trivia as well. Now, typically in the evenings, they will offer karaoke, usually for a pretty large block of hours, typically at least 3 hours, and usually one of the fun squads will host karaoke. Of course, you put your name in, put the song that you want to sing, and razzle and dazzle in front of everyone. Fun fact, you will never see Michelle or me at karaoke, or I should say doing karaoke. If you do, send us to bed immediately because we've had one too many drinks. Of course, throughout the ship, you can find live music each and every night and during the day. A lot of times they will play at different venues and they'll typically rotate those venues as well. Now, some of the venues that you'll see live music at are going to be the Lido deck, whether it's the DJ or the steel drum player. You also have somebody playing in the atrium during the kind of evening hours, late afternoon into the evening. You'll also have somebody at Promenade Boulevard outside the casino. And of course, the DJ at the nightclub. Speaking of the nightclub, that is also included. One of the other venues that Michelle and me will not be in late at night. It opens late, but doesn't get busy until real late. And of course, we've got a little one, so we are getting our tails in bed. But if you're somebody that, likes to stay up a little bit later, dance, mingle, and just have a great time, the dance club is not a bad option. Now, upstairs on the Lido deck, typically on sea days, the fun squad will host lots of different, like fun activities like Legends of Lido. They'll also do ice carving competition as well as so much more. So make sure you check again your Carnival Hub app or the Fun Times so you don't miss out on any of the hilarious activities that the fun squad hosts. Also around the ship on the Lido deck or in the main atrium, typically you can get involved in dance classes, which is a lot of fun. Even if you don't dance, it is a ton of fun. They break down, these different dances step by step. Anyone can do it. We did the NSYNC Bye 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 dance one time, and I was against it at first, but by the end I was laughing, having a good time. So definitely just get involved, even if it's kind of outside your comfort zone. You won't regret it. The last thing I wanted to go over as far as like entertainment is actually third-party events. These can be found on the Facebook cruise group. So unfortunately, if you don't use Facebook, you might miss out on some of these. However, if you do, just search whatever ship you're on, the day that it leaves, and typically there'll be a group already created. Under the events tab, you're going to have all these different activities hosted by other guests that are cruising with you. Some of these include the cabin door decoration contest, the ugly duck exchange, pub crawls, and so much more. Now let's go over the last category that's included in your cruise fare, and this is the other category. So anything that didn't fall in the other three, that's where we're going to find in this list. Starting off with your cabin. So of course, before your cruise, you're going to pick the style of cabin that you want. It's already going to be paid for. So whether it's an interior, ocean view, balcony, suite, that's already included in your cruise fare, as well as your cabin steward who comes by once a day to basically vacuum, pick up certain things, wipe the counters, take the garbage out, give you more towels, things like that. They're super hardworking and we appreciate them so much. Also included in your cruise fare is going to be the destinations that you're cruising to. However, what you do in that destination may cost a lot depending on if you're doing a shore excursion, third-party excursion, all-inclusive, resort pass for the day, whatever it is. But there are definitely ways to do the different destinations at a lower cost. You just have to do a little bit of research. You might have to walk, a little bit, maybe go to a public beach, something like that. Now, if you're somebody that likes working out on the ship, the fitness or the gym is going to be included in your cruise fare. There are certain things in the gym that might cost, additional, but if you're just using, the machines as far as like treadmill, elliptical, free weights, the different pulley machines, those are all absolutely included. Also, a part of the gym is going to be the sauna. Now, the sauna is not included included as far as like massages and stuff like that, that would be amazing. But they do have the sauna and steam room that is included. So if you want to, work out and then hit the sauna or steam room, you can absolutely do so. Now, for those who have children coming on board, the camp services are included. So definitely use them. Our son, who, like I said, is 8, he absolutely loves Camp Ocean, but they do have different camps for the different age groups. Of course, they have the turtles age group, the penguins, the stingrays, the sharks. Then they have Circle C and Club O2, and these services range from age 0 all the way up to 17. Now, the 0 to 2 are additional, as well as late night hours. It's called night owls, so anything after 10 before 1 a.m. is going to be an additional cost, but everything else is included. If you want more information in regards to camp in general, I have videos on all the different age groups, so definitely check that out if you want to know more about the camp services. Now, other items that are included in your cruise fare around the ship are going to be the mini golf course, shuffleboard, cornhole, the library, which is going to feature board games as well as books to borrow, and the giant chessboard, which is a lot of fun, located behind Carnival WaterWorks. Now, speaking of the WaterWorks area, that is also included. It's basically the giant water park on this ship, located on the top deck all the way aft. They do offer several water slides at different heights and weight requirements. However, I believe the tallest you have to be is 48 inches. I know that little man, Rhett, our 8-year-old, was able to do all of the water slides last cruise. They also offer in this WaterWorks area a splash area as well. Now, while we're talking about water, the pool as well as the hot tubs on board are also included. And last but not least, you have Serenity, which is the adults only area located on the promenade deck aft. This is an amazing area if you want to read, nap, use the hot tub, or just take in the sights and sounds of, the ocean around you. Amazing, amazing area. So definitely enjoy it. And that's going to be everything that's included in your cruise fare on the Carnival Paradise. Now, if I did miss anything that you can think of that's included, absolutely put it in the comment section. We can help out our fellow cruisers. Now, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you hit the like button, share with family, friends, cruise Facebook groups, whatnot. I would appreciate it. Now, if you're like us and you do enjoy, cruise videos, discussing cruising, always thinking about booking a cruise, definitely subscribe. We do daily cruise videos here, whether it's informational videos like this, vlogs, ship tours, and so much more. But that's it for today. Hopefully we'll see you right back here in the next video or on a cruise ship one day. Catch you later.
I woke up with the sun today, rolled out of bed and said, I'm gonna have some fun today, and that's just what I did. The birds were singing, come outside, I felt giddy like a kid. If life is like a swimming pool, I'm jumping in. We got the perfect summer day, so put me in your plans. You know that this doesn't happen every day, so everybody clap your hands. Cause when we raise on high, every hand in the sky, we're the super fans, feeling grand in the grandstands. Shout it out, make some noise, make it loud, soaking up the lovely weather, everything just comes together. I woke up feeling good today, my journey has begun. I gotta give a shout out to the green grass and the sun. It's a long way off, a tricky shot, but I know it can be done. Another day, another game, another hole in one. Yeah, we got the perfect summer day, so put me in your plans. You know that this doesn't happen every day, so everybody clap your hands. Cause when we raise on high, every hand in the sky, we're the super fans, feeling grand in the grandstands. Shout it out, make some noise, make it loud, soaking up the lovely weather, everything just comes together. Lift them up, all the hands, all at once, we're the super fans, feeling grand in the grandstands, and keep them there, all the hands in the side. Wish I could bottle time, 'cause if you only pause, you'll hear the crowd applaud. They're cheering for you now. Stand up and take a bow. You know that you deserve it. Today is picture perfect. Raise 'em high, every hand in the sky. We're the super fans, feeling grand in the grandstands. Shout it out, make some noise, make it loud. Soaking up the lovely weather, everything just comes together. Clap our hands, clap our hands, clap our hands. We're the super fans, feeling grand in the grandstands. Clap our hands, clap our hands, clap our hands. We're wishing it could last forever, baby. Put your hands together. That's why we clap our hands. That's why we clap our hands.